Hey guys, welcome to All Time Gaming. I'm Chris.
I'm Jamie.
And I'm Alex.
And get ready for the most violent, brutal, goriest top 6 we have ever made, ever in the history of ever, as we run down some of the most notorious games to ever get banned.
As well as a few fan favourites that didn't get released for some strange reasons.
Yeah.
Or maybe more obvious reasons in some cases.
To be honest, we probably could have made an entire list based on games that never got a release in Australia, but somehow we managed to find a couple of games that weren't banned down under.
Hey.
They were banned in other countries,
Good
for
job.
even weirder reasons.
So stick around for our top 6 banned video games. And kicking things off, the most banned game of all time, Rayplay. Now, this game is pretty terrible, and we're not entirely comfortable showing you all of the worst bits, so we'll do our best. As the title suggests, this game is all about rape, where you play as a man who stalks a mother and her daughters before sexually assaulting them. Yeah, some of the bad shit that happens in this game include, 5-player gang rape mode and an ending that sees all of the women kidnapped and forced to perform sex acts on the protagonist. I'm feeling kind of like gross just talking about it.
Uneasy,
Really.
isn't it? Yeah.
We'll gloss over the fact that one victim wears a schoolgirl's outfit because, it's already got the odds against it, right?
It's dark enough with the rape, you don't need to introduce underage rape.
Unsurprisingly, such graphic content saw the game banned in Australia.
Of course.
They even tried to get Google to filter out the game from search results. Amazon pulled it from their website, and Argentina prohibited its sale outright. But then again, what did you expect from a company that released Battle Raper? That's right, Battle Raper. A beat-em up where women's clothes fall off before they're raped.
Seems like this company are a one-trick pony when it comes to their ideas for games, really.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try and steer us onto some slightly less disturbing ground and go with Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas.
Ah, interesting.
Good
Okay.
games.
Yep, that's right. Everyone's favourite nuclear apocalypse life simulator was banned in Japan. Well, kind
I
of.
think I know where this is going.
Basically, the Fat Man gun caused a bit of controversy. Can anyone think of why?
Got an idea?
Well, it might be because it's a reference to the Fat Man bomb that killed up to 80,000 people in World War II. And if you're going to get banned for a reason, maybe killing 80,000 of the population of the host country you're trying to sell the game in.
It's a decent reason to
I
get
think
banned,
it's
yeah.
fair enough, they're still a little bit sore about that.
So the ability to destroy Megaton City with a nuke was also removed in the Japanese version of the game. That mission was taken out and the name of the gun was changed.
Has it been banned anywhere else?
Of course it's been banned somewhere else. It's been banned in Australia.
Yay!
Australia actually did ban it briefly because it encouraged drug use, apparently. So morphine had to be relabeled Med-X. So banned in Australia briefly.
Yeah.
But New Vegas fell foul of censors in UAE. That's United Arab Emirates, if anyone wasn't too sure.
Didn't know.
And that was banned for sexual themes and gambling because they don't dig on that shit.
Fair enough, gambling is wrong. That might have been too much for the UAE, Jonesy, but so far, I don't think we've quite been violent enough, to be quite frank.
Really?
Yeah, so I'm going with Postal 2, which was banned for, you've probably guessed it by now, being too violent.
Yeah.
Or, to put it into the words of New Zealand's censors, the game is designed and has the capacity to allow the player to test how much violence and humiliation he or she can inflict on human beings. And they're not wrong either. I mean, this game takes depravity to a whole new level. In a high-progressive society, you play as Postal Dude,
Original name.
while the NPCs flip you off, mug you, and worst of all, cut in line at store. I couldn't stand it when it happened. You're trying to buy the milk and fucking they're not queuing up properly, and at the post office too. But you can get revenge by pissing on people using a cat's arsehole as a gun silencer. You could decapitate them and then use their head as a football. That's an English football.
Oh, right, yeah, cool.
And my personal favourite is tasering someone until they collapse on the floor and piss themselves.
Nice.
Good times. Good times. But not if you live in New Zealand, Malaysia, and, you guessed it, Australia.
Look, enough of this. Time for a game that, by some miracle, is not actually banned by Australia!
Hallelujah!
Yay! And that game is Dota. Right?
You got them all excited for a second there, Chris.
Oh, they should be excited. Dota, the all-time greatest game ever made in the whole wide world universe. It's banned in the Philippines, of all places. The Philippines, guys.
Philippines.
To be more specific, it's not actually banned in Philippines as a whole. It's just banned in a single town, Scallywag. That's right, guys. In 2015, local authorities pulled the plug on the game after it was blamed for the deaths of 2 teenagers who were stabbed after an altercation during a game of the Dotes.
Were they stabbed with the disc?
Did they?
There is no disc.
But how were they stabbed with it then?
Anyway, local parents were also worried that the game was causing kids to skip school, steal stuff, and, just generally kick the shit out of each other in order to play at local internet cafes.
Gotta do what you gotta
It's an
do.
addiction.
You gotta get that Dota.
So as a consequence, the 75 gaming cafes in the region were forced to stop supplying the kids with their video game crack, or of course face losing their business. That's right, so that means that now they'll never know the pain of 6.86 Invoker in every single fucking pub. Clearly they had one too many.
Surprise, surprise, Chris wanted to talk about Dota again.
Oh, well.
And I'm going to talk about something you will also not be surprised is on this list. It's Manhunt 2. Manhunt 2, the gory psychological murder simulator, is the sequel to Manhunt.
Really? I didn't know.
Of course.
How does that work?
Oh, it goes over my head.
And Manhunt, of course, was the original gory psychological murder simulator that was blamed for the brutal murder of a 14-year-old boy in the UK. But by the time Manhunt 2 came out in 2007, that controversy hadn't died away. In fact, Manhunt 2 never got a full release because it was too violent and was refused classification in the UK and in Ireland. And it was also given an AO rating in the USA. Seeing as Nintendo, Microsoft and Sony don't allow AO titles, it was effectively game over for the title.
Game over, man.
Publisher Take-Two had the game pulled, censored the murder scenes and removed the scoring system that rewarded brutal kills. That got it past the US censors, but the UK delayed the release for a further year. It's still banned in South Korea, while the original Manhunt 1 never saw daylight in Australia!
Hey.
What a surprise! Or New Zealand.
Lesser Australia.
After all that murder, bloodshed and drug abuse, I thought I'd end it with one of the most evil games ever made.
What is it going to be? What is
I
it
mean,
going to be?
if you nearly stopped watching at Rate Play, you really need to stop watching now. I mean, this is a game where you enslave animals. You make them kill each other in virtual dogfights.
Oh my god.
It's Pokemon, of course.
What?
Pokemon.
I guess so. Yeah.
Everyone's favourite handheld RPG battler with its cute graphics and simple gameplay was outlawed in Saudi Arabia back in 2001.
Pourquoi?
Pourquoi? Well, mes amis. That's French, right?
I think so.
According to the country's religious authority, the Mufti, Pikachu and Co. encouraged Zionism and gambling. It gets better though. The game and cards apparently featured the Star of David, Christian symbolism, and Freemason imagery. I never would have thought that Ash, of all people, was part of a conspiracy to corrupt the kids in the Middle East. I mean, Brock, maybe. But Ash, no. No way, not Ash.
No.